many viewers will be.
All of our tens of viewers
That's right.
who
Where are they?
who we just realized we're late. Well, I just realized I'm late. It's not Matt's fault.
I
Although
was
it was
here.
technically maybe because he distracted me with cool pictures.
I did. I did.
He did. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am still just clearing out my photos from this week because we don't need to see photos of a fire brigade box because it's sold. But yeah, hey, everybody. Welcome. Episode 223. We're feeling a little meh this week due to many things, but one of the things being Prime Days. Um, so yeah, um, I don't know what to say beyond Prime Days. Like, you hope for the best and get the worst. I mean, yeah, no, that's true. That is pretty much true.
It's like Christmas, but you got socks and underwear. You were like, maybe someone will give me Lego, but instead you got things that are useful but not that exciting.
Yep, that explains it in a nutshell. Pardon me. Hopefully, we'll have a few more people join us. There is possibility of trades because we mentioned helicopters a couple of times already in our private chat in this meeting. Well, it was mentioned once. Matt was in the chat. He joined the chat, and I was busy building over here, and I didn't see him appearing. So, and he's wearing his Detroit hat today because it's Detroit week.
It's Detroit week because they not only are having a good season, but they are having the best season of the entire American League and all of baseball. They have the best record. Nobody predicted that was going to happen. So it's fun, and it may not last, but we're enjoying it until it does. So it's Detroit week on my hat of the day.
Well, and you're also a Detroit fan, so that does help too.
I am.
So, cool. So, you get anything fun? Did you get anything for Prime Day? Did you buy? I already know the answer to this, but
No, I am really trying to pay off some credit card debt. So I bought lots of hats so far in 2025, which I have enjoyed. And I'm actually in the process of selling. I sold quite a bit on Bricklink this week. I lowered my prices on some sets that had been sitting there for a while. And I've been very successful. And I'm also listing some hats I've decided not to keep. And there was only like one set that I was really tempted. And it was basically, I would have just used it for parts. And I thought, you know what? Rather than spend $80 on the set, I could just go spend $30 on bricks and pieces and just get the parts I want.
Which you'll do anyhow, right? Like,
I've been a good. I have not spent. I have not placed.
No, I just mean when those pieces become available, you will pick those up anyhow because you want them.
Correct.
Right.
So
yeah,
I've really tried to get away from buying sets just to get parts when I could get exactly the parts I want, and it's more cost effective to do it that way.
Yeah, I could understand that. For the record, I am not guilty for buying a set because I thought the tires looked cool. For the record, I was placed in an Amazon order because I bought something that sucked like Prime Days. I bought myself a little handheld vacuum just for here on my computer, like to clean my keyboard. And having ducting right above your head means that any dust that collects up there eventually rattles off and falls. So now I have a little battery operated vacuum so I can kind of just clean the dirt around here.
Ironically, I did look at a handheld hair dryer. I don't have any hair. So why am I looking? Because if you're going to reshape, if you're trying to shrink a hat, you get it wet and then you do the hair dryer and it helps to shrink it. And I'm like, the irony of me shopping for a hair dryer when I literally have no hair is.
And curiously, you said irony when you're actually trying to curve a hat, not flatten it.
Right.
You can't use an iron either. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
You're getting a handheld vacuum to rescue you from falling dust debris.
Yeah. Well, I looked at my my desk here, and I still see a little bit, but just where my work surface is, it just kind of gathers after a few weeks. So it's like,
it is a thing about trade-offs, right? So I eventually would like to move my Lego room to the basement, like yours, which would be cooler. But the trade-off is it would be dustier down there, and up here sometimes it gets hot. So if it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside, this room, only one wall of the cube touches another air-conditioned part of the house. So the garage underneath is hot, the sides are hot. So this room just runs a couple of degrees warmer than the rest of the house.
And I mean, it's... Sorry. I'm going to do it in Celsius, deal with it. It's 21.7 down here right now, which is 71-ish. And upstairs, it sits around 24, 25 during the summer. So it's a little warmer, mid-70s, I guess you could say.
Yep.
And when I go upstairs, I can feel it. But then it's like, you know what? If I keep it a little warmer upstairs and I get hot, I just come downstairs and build. And then I have reason to, I come down here to escape for a little bit. So,
I mean, do you find that you need it cooler to sleep? Because that's one thing, we like our bedroom to be cooler than the rest of the
at nighttime I drop my temperature a few more degrees down to about 23. And I have a fan going in my room.
Okay.
So that's enough with like a thin blanket and just a thin comforter or a thin cover, like a couple of blankets. I tend to stay fairly well regulated. I still sweat a bit because I'm a sweater when I sleep, so at least my head and stuff. Hence the haircut every few months, because that definitely helps. So even though certain people don't like it, it's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did get a package this week in the mail.
Nice.
I got something for Mr. Davey Cowdice, who's not here right now, but he might get these this week if I go to Toronto. I got him some. Well, I got Paul in our chat. Actually, speaking of which, I haven't even popped up chat here because no one's in it yet. Paul, there's 2 people watching. Paul in our chat sent over got some figs for us with the light blue classic space. I already had torsos for them. I had 10 torsos with the blue hands, so I got to order a few more for Dave and for myself because I'm missing one. But because these guys are, they don't have helmets or air tags right now, they're my alien faction. And yes, the middle guy is stickered.
I would point out we do have 2 comments in the chat from Blue, who says hello at Jeff and Matt.
I don't see it.
Are you looking in the public chat?
Oh no, it's there. It's just it hasn't appeared in my chat here. Blue.
Got it. Yeah, I can see it on the right hand side of my screen. That's
it's not in mine.
I didn't have a full screen though. I had mine. I had us compressed so I could.
Yeah, well, I had the because there's in place of that chat bar, I can pull up the share screen bar like to add people.
Okay.
So I had that open. Blue, if you don't mind, just quickly type one more thing in here, and I'm just gonna see if it appears in my chat or in my chat window because it's weird that I didn't see those. But anyways, hello Blue, welcome. Let me just move that logo out of the way for a minute. How are you guys doing? It's been really warm here lately. Yeah, it's been, for us, it's been moderately warm. Not horribly bad, but not the best, or not cold either. I did have the window open one night this week because it got down to like cooler temps and there wasn't much humidity, so that was a bonus. No.
It's been relatively not hot here. We're used to having a lot of 95 Fahrenheit days, and we have had actually very few of those. So I'm perfectly fine with it being a little bit cooler. It's been nice.
My chat is not working at all.
Interesting. And we've got another comment from Karma's.
That's it. I've got it. It popped up here, but it is not popping up in my side chat, which is interesting. So I can't click on anything to have it appear at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And I don't think I can physically exit because I think that might actually end the chat.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to just try and do a Control F5. If I disappear, we'll start another chat. I'm just going to try it, see what happens.
All right.
Matt, talk for a minute.
All right. So normally I am building Lego, but I'm actually building a Flego set. The first one I've ever actually put together. So I am doing the whole fun Izukawa Japanese style futuristic building, and I am on bag 6. And so far I am pretty impressed, frankly. Quality of the bricks is very high. The instructions are very clear. It comes with a lighting kit. And I was a little bit worried that the whole lighting thing might be very confusing or not obvious, but I find the instructions clear enough that I know where to put the wires and stuff. So I do think that this company could potentially force Lego to cut down their profit margins because they've started. I now get ads for them in my social media accounts, and the ads are starting to point out that like buy this set and you get X number of pieces. You know, it's like 6 cents a piece instead of the 10 or 11 cents.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's
Oh,
a very effective marketing campaign, specifically targeted at AFOLs, because we are sensitive to the fact of the price per piece, and you get lighting free. I mean, it's part of the cost. So
Yeah. Karma, whereabouts are you located? Just curiosity. I think you're in Canada, but based on some of the things you said, but rough city. You don't have to tell me exact, obviously.
hopefully you're not at a secret undisclosed location.
Yeah, and if you are, then please you can tell us that. That's okay.
We watched a fun video on Halifax this week, so I swear that Google listens in, and after the chat, you and I were
know it listens.
talking about more affordable places to live in Canada, and so
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it was a Scottish man who was visiting Halifax with his GoPro, and he's just walking around the city and
gotcha.
it was kind of fun. I've never been to Halifax, so it was cool to get a visitor's perspective and a visitor who's not from the U.S. but from the UK. So
yeah, I have to admit that I have not been to Halifax as of yet either. It is on my list. Maybe next year I might do an East Coast trip.
Cool.
Drive out because I'd love to go to Newfoundland as well.
Yep.
Go to the original minifigs in Canada. Sorry, what?
Hard to drive to Newfoundland though.
There's a ferry.
Oh, okay.
There's a ferry across. Although I don't know. Maybe I'll jump on a plane for that. I don't know. Depends. But yeah, I would love to go do a drive out in that area. And I'd love to make it work so that I could go to Sean's event as well.
Yeah, I would like to go to Sean's event.
Speaking of people who should be going to events, at least he showed up for this. Check test the echo. Let's see if it's working.
Hello?
Yeah, we got echo. Darn.
Live from Quebecois.
Live from a French-speaking nation. Well,
back from a French-speaking nation.
France has provinces as well, right?
I think they have departments.
Oh,
they don't have the power of a federal system like Canada's or the.
I thought they had not provinces as in. I just remember provincial being a term I always heard from France as well.
They have local units, yes.
Yeah,
but they're basically just follow.
I didn't move around. I just visited Paris. I didn't visit the rest of France. So
okay.
Oh, he's one of those tourists.
Yes, I'm one of those tourists.
Peter Easton, yes, super interesting.
Oui, je suis un touriste.
Did you get any? Did they give you any funny looks about your Quebecois accent, or was everything fine?
No, everyone was pretty nice about it. We actually got compliments because when we visited the Sainte-Chapelle, there was, of course, policemen there because it's right next to the Justice Hall, So
courthouse type thing. Is that what I mean? Like Justice Hall.
Well, the
courthouse.
The courthouse. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's right next to the courthouse. So it's like with the door. The door is right next to the doorway. You. So there was some police presence, and you know that in France they don't mess around with especially with terrorism, and so they had a pretty big police presence there, and there were 3 cops there, and we went to enter the Saint Chapelle, and well, the area where we wanted to go. So we had to show our tickets. So the
Okay.
policeman asked us nicely, can you show me your tickets to?" And my wife was taking out the tickets, and he's like, he says to her in French, "You're not from Paris, aren't you?" Because you're nice and you're waiting around for me to verify that you need to go there. And we said, "Yeah, we're from Montreal actually." So, and they said, "Oh, that's why you're so nice."
See, the
Even in
world loves Canada.
even in France, Canadians have the reputation as being excessively nice.
Yeah,
Around the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it was a great trip. Like I wrote on Facebook in French for those who read it or had it translated. I'm glad I went. Would I go back? I don't think so. Would I live there? Definitely not. But I think it's something it's something the main tourist attractions you need to see at least once in your lifetime. But yeah, and I found myself more drawn to monuments related to medieval times more than to Renaissance time. So
Mhm.
Hmm.
yeah, I mean Versailles is great, but not my cup of tea. And looking at it and looking at the opulence and the excessive luxury, you can understand why French people just said, "Hey, we have enough." It all of this shouldn't go to one person. So
We in the U.S. we went to visit the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, which was one of the very wealthy industrialists, from 100 years ago. And we're standing there walking through room after room that was, in many ways copying like European opulence. And and I said to Thomas, I said, nothing makes me want to become a socialist more than touring in a grossly rich person's house. Like, I'm just like,
but I was overall I was really impressed with like the old foundation of the Louvre,
okay.
where it was like a medieval castle to start with, and they found
Okay.
out when they redone the Louvre and they expanded the so they found the real foundation. So that was impressive. I was in awe in at the Saint Chapelle, which was built by Louis IX, who is
Okay.
now Saint Louis, and really impressed because they have like um, these how you call them. Yeah, looking for my words in English because spending 10 days speaking only French. Yeah, they have these windows, the tinted windows
Stained glass.
represent. Yeah, the stained windows representing like different parts of the Bible,
Hmm.
and overall they have. I think they have. I don't remember how many, but they're 15.5 meters high,
Wow.
and they surround the whole chapel. So,
That's
and it was
45 feet, man.
and
Plus.
it was built by Louis IX to host like this the holy relics because he actually bought apparently the crown the crown of Jesus Christ the torn crown
Mhm.
parts of the wooden cross and some of the nails of the holy cross. So apparently these and so he had that chapel built to host the relics. Now they're exposed at Notre Dame de Paris, of course, but
Uh,
at the time.
when you said St. Louis in my head, I was like, oh yeah, the chicken place. And then I'm like, and I was thinking, Saint, no, that's Saint Hubert. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, there is a St. Louis chicken chain,
He
not the
founded the
same
famous
St.
hot
Louis. I
chicken.
know, but hmm?
The founder of the famous hot chicken franchise, St. Louis.
Anyway,
But after discovering Saint Louis, I gotta admit he's my favorite French king. I
okay.
by far.
By
So
far. So this is
yeah,
what-
and of course the catacombs. I mean, it's unique. It's you gotta see this once in your lifetime. I mean,
I get
it's
lost in it.
no, you don't get lost in it, but I mean, seeing all these bones and knowing these are all people and not just like forgettable people. There's some famous people buried down there,
Yeah.
and like Jean de La Fontaine, which wrote the famous poems, and other politicians, and so lots of famous people are just buried down there. So
And St. Hubert. Yeah. Um, I was going to say something when you were.
and of course Notre Dame de Paris, which is now back in operation. They're open back to the public.
All fixed up.
It's all fixed up. Well, the towers are not accessible yet,
Okay.
but the rest of the
So
the church is available. So and my wife actually said that it they kind of brightened up the place because she said when she visited like 20 years ago it was
yeah.
darker, it was more, and now that it's redone, they added, of course they added lights, they added like there's a shop, a gift shop in the middle also, that's kind of a turn off, and it's kind of a defeats the purpose because just thinking of the Bible and that part where Jesus Christ like accuses the
Money changers.
yeah the sellers at the bottom of the temple, and so it kind of
In between the stations of the cross, here, you could stop and buy.
You can buy your own cross and carry it with you. No.
It's between the 5th and the 6th station of the cross.
So, you know what gets me about all this? Mr. Sincere here saying that he prefers medieval, and yet he builds space.
Fair. And helicopters. I mean, come
And
on, there's no
helicopters.
well,
helicopter.
dude, I used to do LARP, so
Did you really?
yes, and the
Oh,
LARP
yeah.
I was involved with it was all based on the Arthurian
Okay.
legends. So I used to be a big medieval buff and fan.
So, where's your castle that you built?
I did build a castle, and it's still built. My yellow castle is still built.
So, you built the original castle.
No, I built a jump up version of the yellow castle.
Okay.
It's actually on I think 4 32 by 32s.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, gentlemen, we don't need a castle measuring contest here.
Axel, it's called Nexonites. Which he also probably doesn't have a lot of.
I have a few sets, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't opened them yet, and they're still in the storage unit. So that's another.
Wait, you still have a storage unit? I thought you were.
Yeah, and I'm not done moving things around and setting up things.
Fair enough. Just send us the address later. We'll help you out too.
But when we got back, I said we because mostly was Jacob started building for Bricomanie.
Okay.
And
cool.
I have things to show you. So, and it's not in my usual team, so you gotta bear with me.
I'm pulling up Nexonites. Hold on, let me large scale you. Look, it's a cat. No, it's not a castle.
Well, it's sort of a castle.
It's
a
gray.
Star Wars
That's
castle.
the only part that's castle. It's gray. Fails. I mean, it looks good, but fail.
The clone troopers.
It's a lot of negativity coming from Van Winnen.
Yeah. And
who's building
there's
a
actually
space base right now?
a second part.
Joel, so you're building like a Star Wars battle, or he's building?
It's like a Star Wars like fort and the surrounding area, and
Gotcha.
there's going to be some droids attacking, and so yeah, that's mostly Jacob using my parts. But yeah, he's building for Bricomanie. I'm currently I did suggest adding some details to like break the monogamy of the building, and but and I did get some clones because it was Amazon Prime Day, so I did order some 50 first clones. So adding clones to the
Awesome. How many did you buy?
I bought 3 sets of like the small battle pack
Were
set.
they on sale as well?
I think they were 15% off.
Yeah, so
Not
not
that much, but
necessarily.
I mean,
You needed
we
them for
needed
the
more clones. So
yeah.
that's what
I hear
Jacob said. Jacob was like, "We need more clones." I like, oh,
you. Actual plate or actual just the Nexo Knights was like this is a castle
Space
theme, but
Knights.
yeah, it was a castle theme. But when you look at some of the vehicles, they were, you know, modern style vehicles. I'm trying to think what the one that really made people think like space as well. I think just because of like the cockpits and some of these things and
Yeah,
stuff. Um, and this
weren't
isn't that
there
old.
like
This
a
is like
plane
20,
somewhere? I think there was a jet.
yeah, this is like 2017 ish era. It's probably just easier to. We did those.
There was a jet somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking. Here's some more vehicles.
I got the big blue, dark blue tank. I
This
think I
thing,
got 2 of those.
it's like a helicopter. Oh, Dave,
Helicopter.
you didn't get this one though, did you?
Nope.
You're not helicopter complete. Oh yeah,
Nope.
this thing here.
No, no, not that one.
Yeah, I know, but that one.
No.
Um, you're talking about the
Yeah, that one.
yeah.
I got 2 of those. They're still in the box.
That's a horrible picture though, because it's still in the box. Like they should have used a picture that's not in the box.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're looking at Nexo Knight pictures.
And before I left, I did do some building of my
There you go. That's the. Anyway, so it was kind of like a cross between Castle and, well, not Castle. So, hold on, Dave. I'm bringing you back.
The only set I bought and built from that was the castle on wheels, and I sold off all the minifigs. I just thought some of the parts were cool.
Yeah. Jeff has high standards when it comes to castles. Yeah, they should be. They should look like castles and not like Star Wars displays.
Harsh.
And some of the Nexo Shield print pieces are really cool. Yeah, I agree. I had a few of them. My kid bought a few of them. I bought a lot of the characters, like the character packs, because I decided, hey, I'll collect those shields because they're cool. Yeah, not so much. But anyways, not so much anymore. I've never used them for anything. But yeah. So yeah, Matt, what are you actually doing tonight? I don't know if we. Oh yeah, you were building that. Yeah, you're building. No, don't show us knockoff again.
I will say this: that Lego's brick separator is clearly superior to this other.
Is that actually Fun Hole or was that Fun Hole? Okay.
Yeah, it's a Fun Hole set.
What are they called now?
Fun for the whole family.
Lumi bricks, like illuminated because they come with lights. Lumi bricks. And the other thing is, if you saw while you guys were talking, ripping their bags open is a lot harder. Like I was using my teeth.
Oh, wow. So you got some high quality chemicals in your body.
Right. I probably got like lead poisoning just doing that. But downstairs I just have a little pair of scissors, but I forgot to bring them up. I usually build in front of the TV, and I brought up my stuff for the show, and I didn't bring up the tiny scissors, so I had to like rip them open.
Fail. Yeah, Dave, that was a cool looking module, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm adding to the star base because I've come to the realization that I'm not gonna have time to fix my moon base in time for Bricomany. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna bring my star base, and I'm gonna work on Jacob's project. So it's kind of the mutual project. So we're
Okay.
gonna have two things for Bricomany, and that's about it.
Cool.
That works. I'm only bringing 2 things to Brickabeni as well.
Yeah.
What? It's true.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
no
By
two
volume,
small
though.
things.
well, I mean, one of them's better than the other. Does that help? Yeah, Lego needs to build lights.
So
But
you're bringing your spiral castle, but
Yeah.
what extension are you bringing in?
Well, I said I was bringing the whole 10 by 10 foot. So
Okay.
farm and because you haven't seen the farm.
No, I haven't seen the farm.
No, yeah, farm and harbor are coming
Okay.
along too.
Cool.
So I'm coming with the trailer. What were you about to say, Matt? You said so.
So before we went live, I was telling Jeff though that I did get inspired to build something out of
Oh yeah,
Lego. I
pull
was
that up.
inspired by I was on Instagram and I follow lots of different Lego people on Instagram and I was scrolling and I came across this image of the one of the contestants from the French Lego Masters. I'm probably gonna Les Briques de Loic. I don't know if you pronounce it Loic or Loic, but I was really
Les briques de Loic.
thank you. I was really inspired. I thought those were gorgeous, and he did another one of a woodland scene at Stag. Now these I think are mostly digital builds. I don't know if he's always built them, physically, but I would like to try my hand at doing something like that. It's a type of scene I've never done, and I think it's just gorgeous. And so
definitely,
I think
I've seen this one before, at least the picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said in his Instagram that he's been invited to go to the Lego house for some kind of workshop. So I think he's going to build it if he hasn't built it physically before.
Okay. Cool.
But it's quite pretty.
Pretty cool. And then the other one. So yeah, you're aspiring to build something along those lines.
Yeah, I want to try my hand. Yeah. I was actually thinking I would do like an American Southwest, like a cactus, and then like the sun is setting in the back, and there's like a mountain range or something like that.
Yeah, that works.
You get foreground, you get background, you get different perspectives.
Yeah. I spent my time this week with my elevator. Which let's go this way. No, this way. There we go. Which I know my logo's kind of covering it, but I re-geared it so now I can basically do this. That's the wrong way. Nope. I re-geared it so it can lift the load now, but it's just because it's been re-geared and it's more torquey. It's definitely slower, but it can lift.
Yeah, but I mean,
so I think my next goal is to put in.
I think it's more realistic
that it's slow.
Being slower.
Yeah.
Because of the weight.
Yeah, and I mean these pieces are sticking out because I had to expand the decking like 2 plates because I realized after I built it that the vehicle didn't actually fit on and was able to go up all the way. It fit on. I'll explain in a second because I have supports on it and I'll show the pictures in a moment.
Engineers, we built the elevator, but it doesn't fit. Yeah, but we built it.
And I still need to figure out the how to stop it, pause, and go again because I would like to not use a computer or not use a Mindstorms or an RCX or something to do it.
Yeah.
But actually, we'll keep it there. I'll throw this over. So yeah, earlier this week I was building, and I originally it was a solid wall, and I basically broke it up to towers, just so I could have like some lattice work in between, so that kids, if you're looking through it sideways, you could see it go up. Because I realized as a solid wall, you're only going to be able to see it from the farthest part away from the elevator.
Yeah.
So I was working on that. And this was the original run. And put anything on it, it would just stop, and it was catching and stuff. It turned out when I rebuilt it, because it was actually catching on the edges of the bricks as it was rising up, because some bricks stick out a little bit when anyway. So I was building that, and then I think this is the earlier design. Yeah, this is the earlier design. I went the wrong way. So yeah, I ended up hollowing out the areas, so now it's got a quarter or an eighth of a plate in between, gap on either side. So with the studded thing, I put a plate and a tile. So it's got like basically the bracket thinness, the thinnest part of the bracket pieces in there, for space. I also had to order some boxes for my Bricklink store. So I ordered some boxes. That's the same pile.
Whoa!
Yeah. Well, I have.
Jeff just killed the forest.
Well, yeah, that's 145 boxes.
Leave some for the rest of Canada.
But I've got a couple hundred sets here, so hopefully I don't have to order again. And I figured if I ordered one lot, then it would probably be cheaper. And it turned out they shipped it as 4 different parcels because it's 4 different size boxes.
Of course.
So it was $143 to ship.
Wow.
But I mean, if you think about it as 4 different boxes, 4 different packages, that's $30 a box or a pack. And it 145 boxes at 143 to ship. It's $1 a box, so it's not horrible.
Listen to Jeff spin this, so it doesn't sound as horrible.
Well, I mean, anyways, the boxes are
well.
Paper, so
Jeff is just trying to do what the Republicans ask the Republican governor asked the Canada to do. Is like Jeff is just trying to control the forest so the forest fires and the smoke doesn't go south.
I think he's in cahoots with the Canadian Postal Union, clearly.
Actually, this was UPS. For the record, this was UPS. And Uline, so I ordered from Uline because I just wanted to try it. So yeah. The reason, like, I built this originally as 16 by 16 for the pad, and the vehicle will fit on there. But as it raised up, it would just nudge the edge of this bar, the support, and I need the support to keep everything in place. So yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah, we built the elevator. Yeah, but the vehicle doesn't fit. Yeah, but we built the elevator.
Yeah, so I extended it by 2 studs, basically put the warning tracks on both sides, which makes sense, like the security thingy. And now I have to basically have this support come out a little bit. But then I was looking at this area here because like this is going to be my edge, and then there's these 2 little gray parts, and I was like, I don't know what to do there because I didn't want to make these columns any thicker because I want the columns thicker than the other. So I came up with an idea, and I think, well, you can see it a bit there. Yeah, that's the edge style that I'm going to have all over here. And then so I realized, oh, okay, I can just put a little step there, so it kind of steps down onto the ramp, which works.
Yeah.
But I still have to figure out something for that other corner. But yeah, that was my week. Not a lot of pictures, but basically a lot of building and just tinkering with stuff. I think putting a faster motor on will probably make it go better. I think like if I put in one of the higher posters, yeah, Uline with a U. I think they have a depot out in Edmonton, Calgary area as well. They've got one in Milton here in Toronto. So
very, very well known major donors to Trump too. I'll just
are they?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, you're just encouraging Trump there.
The husband and wife that own Uline are huge Trump supporters and gave him maximum.
For the record, I had no knowledge of this until this moment.
It's one reason why I now avoid their products.
Well, this is the first time I ever bought their products. What's that, Dave? Oh, you got bricks and pieces?
Yeah, I got an order in while I was on vacation because I did.
Awesome.
Because just before leaving, I did during the
double points.
The double points I did place an order for a pick-a-brick order. So I got the bestseller part in when I was away, but I'm still waiting for the standard parts.
Oh, protective plastic on the panels.
Yes.
Oh, those are the light up ones, all right.
They are, but they made an effort to protect all of the things that could be damaged. They actually they went the extra mile. I was pleasantly surprised. So like, I'm trying to peel off the backing tape here, but there we go.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, Uline does have a lot of great products, and it's a 9-page catalog. And while I was waiting for my internet to get installed and for those guys to come, I was thumbing through the catalog in that morning, and I spent the entire day going through the catalog.
Oh no.
The other reason why I was looking at them was because, I mean, not only do they do boxes of every size, like by the inch in every dimension, they also have a lot of storage bins, and I was trying to find the magical 16 by 16 storage bin that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Or the 18 by 18 storage bin that doesn't exist. I was hoping that they might have something in their catalog, and it was a free catalog, so why not? But okay, outside of a company like Uline, where do you go to get bulk boxes of different sizes, like other than the Home Depot moving boxes, right?
So I say
we have actually have like a shipping store here in Montreal where they actually recycle all boxes, so you can get a bunch of recycle boxes.
Used boxes then?
Yeah, used boxes for.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I was trying to at least for the bigger sets, I had the Firehouse Brigade set here, and I sold it this week, and I used my first new box because I do have a stack of old boxes, but it was like for a set like that, I don't want to ship it in a box that's been used because it could get damaged a little bit more easier possibly.
Yeah, but I say used box, but they're like brand new.
They're brand new used. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recycle almost all of our Amazon boxes. If they're long and thin and flat, they're perfect for Lego sets, which is typically
that's why I've been keeping them too, right? So
and I'll save extra large boxes, which I'll cut and tape together to a custom custom size.
That's
but
a lot
also,
of work though.
In the U.S., if you're going to send something in a priority mail box, the U.S. Postal Service will give you the box.
Well, if you're paying for the box basically as part of the shipping,
because you got to pay extra for the priority mail.
I mean, it comes down to I didn't have enough boxes to ship what I have.
Okay.
Right. So if someone were to order tomorrow, 4 sets, and I didn't have a box for it, then I'd be screwed. Right. So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to order the boxes that I think I need. And I think that's the only box order I'll have to do, hopefully.
Okay.
And I mean, unless someone bulk orders a lot of sets together, that I have to end up, using multiple boxes to ship it in, like smaller sets to fill anyway. But yeah, I'm not trying to defend my purchase. It's just you guys are like, oh yeah, Jeff just wants to, kill the forests. And
we're just giving you shit.
Yeah, I noticed.
Like usual.
Yeah, pretty much a normal day. It must be Wednesday. I woke up yesterday.
I'm feeling bantered. Is it Wednesday?
I worked Sunday morning.
So
that's where I was building this most of the morning, because my work was wake up at 3 a.m, look to see if things were done. Yeah, all the processes are done. We can start. And then 3 hours later, hey Jeff, can you check your application to make sure it works? Because everybody, we have people that deploy the code for us.
Yeah.
So it's like one person going into the server to deploy everything versus like everybody trying to take control of it.
Pretty fun.
But anyway, so I ended up building a lot of this for the 4th time during that morning. But then I woke up Monday and it was like just another day. I woke up Tuesday morning and in my brain I woke up and I'm like, oh, thank God it's Thursday. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's only Tuesday, damn it.
See, I had the other
Damn it.
The 4th in the US fell on Friday. So Friday felt like Saturday, and Saturday felt like Sunday. And Sunday it was like, it's not Monday? It feels like
we get an extra day.
But that does happen when you're not working. I just said minimize, not maximize.
Yep.
That does happen when you're not actually, working.
Yeah, I don't have to go into the office. I can just I send out some emails,
Yeah, but he works hard the rest of the year, so give him a break.
How do I actually I'm trying to figure
Worked
out how
hard, hardly working, something like that.
the image removed. I couldn't figure out how to remove the image. Okay, anyway.
So this fall, it dawned on me. This fall is the last. I will be in the single digits of falls I have to live through to get to retirement. So I'm 10 years away in the fall. So this is my last of the double digit like countdown.
So, do you have a set year that you're retiring in?
65. So that'll be 10 years from this fall. Yeah. So
I hope to be
2035.
retired. I hope to be retired around the same time 10 years from now or before if things work out.
Cool.
So that's my goal. But I coincidentally visited my financial planner this week. So while it is not a cardboard chat, it's about to become a financial planning chat. Maybe. I don't
Excellent.
know.
Do not take investment advice from people who spend their money on Lego. That's
don't. Or hats.
No.
Or hats.
Or hats.
Yeah. Hate saying it. Or storage containers.
Or boxes. Or boxes.
Or boxes. In other words, do not take financial advice for us or anybody who's French. We might as well include you in there. No, just because I don't know. I couldn't. Just because I'm an ass.
He might be the best financial person on this panel. I don't
know. He did buy stuff from Amazon this week.
See, he's already ahead of the game.
But then again, I did too. So And for the record, on Tuesday when Prime Days started, I looked at some deals and then I posted in our Canadian Brick Builder group. I was like, hey, has anybody seen any good deals yet? And David was there with like, oh yeah, not much. I've seen this, and he was posting more today. So for the record, he's definitely buying. Did you buy any of the stuff you posted today?
I did buy the U-wing because I thought it was because it was actually on my camel list.
Yeah,
that's why it ended up popping up in my email, and I shared with you guys. And at first I was like, why is it popping out? It's only 18%.
Yeah, that's weird. Continue.
But it wasn't 80% because the original price of that set is $89.99.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Amazon had it listed for $79.99.
Yeah.
And it was down to $65.78. So it was like, it's just 80%. No, it's 27% off. So
yeah, I saw a couple of sets like that as well, that were in that scenario where it was like only 10 or 15% off. But then when you look at it, like one of those sets came up on my camel, I think, my camel list the other day, and it was like, it's only $10 cheaper based on Amazon, but yeah, the base price was lower than it was originally. So they dropped it at one point.
And I did order also the Iron Man set that I posted from Walmart.
Oh, the other one. Yeah.
Because it was first I didn't have that one, and it was retired, and at $70 instead of $120, I think originally.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great deal, so I did and ordered that one.
I almost ordered the Fred's Bed and Breakfast because it was on sale at Shop at Home. It was on sale as a VIP sale on Shop at Home, and it was back ordered already. And I was like, could order it. It'd be a future Jeff problem. Because I do like the set and I would buy it, but at the same time, it's like I don't need it. I'm going to build it and then take it apart, right?
I have it. It's sitting right up there.
Yeah, I love the look of the set. I did just discover Brightest Witch Bricks on Instagram posted that if you buy two of them, there's a rebrickable model that's a bigger version of it. Like it looks quite nice. I'm like, oh, but then I have to buy two. But yeah, so I put that in my cart, and then I was like, I threw a couple of the smaller $20 sets, the city sets that I kind of interested in, and I hit the threshold to get the popsicle tray that they have, and then it was like, okay, well, I only need another $40 or $50, whatever the difference was from my total to get the other set. So I threw something in that was over that price, and I didn't get the set automatically, and I'm like, what's going on? And it looks like anything that's back ordered, it wasn't applying that back order to your sale. And I'm like, but it's not my fault. You guys don't have it in stock right now.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a pre-order; it's a back order.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, I don't need to buy all this Lego just to get a gift for purchase that I want to, so I can sell it in 2 years. Like, who cares,
Right.
right? So I backed away on that one.
Very slowly. Back
I was also tempted by the Dark Falcon that I posted from Costco.ca because the original price is $239.99 on Shop at Home, and Costco had it for $169.99. So, and
I would have bought
tempted.
that if there were some other countries where it was lower, or I think Prime had it lower, but by the time I looked, it wasn't that much discount.
Yeah. And
I'm still tempted. I don't know if it's still on sale, but I'm still tempted for that.
Yeah,
one.
I haven't looked personally, but
with that set, I really just wanted the minifigs. And at one point,
Yeah,
I looked at, was it cheaper to just buy the minifigs off Bricklink or buy the whole set? And the minifigs added up to like $85. So I'm like, that's like half the price of the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axel, you were asking. He was saying the deals aren't that great over there much. And no sets you want to get. Yeah. Axel, this is a good question. Where are the new Superman Lego sets for the movie coming out this weekend? And then Farmaz is replying back, no kidding, I want some new Superman sets, missed opportunity. And Crypto, we all want Crypto again. The original Crypto, we had a green cape, a little rough for wear. Oh, my green cape's a little rough for wear.
Is that Crypto the currency or Crypto the character?
Crypto the dog. But yes, we don't want Crypto. We want, so that movie's coming out this weekend.
It's getting good buzz.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for it. Yeah, I like I saw the reviewers score, and it got a pretty good score. But I haven't seen the other one. I ended up watching Old Guard 2 this weekend because it's out. I don't know if you guys saw the original Old Guard on Netflix.
Old Guard?
The Old Guard.
I've never heard.
Charlize Theron. Okay, so Old Guard. The movie called The Old Guard on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie. It is a good movie. The Old Guard 2 is obviously the sequel, and it's like a part 1 type thing. So like Old Guard 2 and 3 will be one story. So the second one wasn't all that great, but the Old Guard, the original, is good. So I had my hopes up, but yeah, the Rotten Tomato score on that one was like 25 for the reviewers and like 33 for the fans. I'm like, oh. But yeah,
not good.
Not good. So we should probably hop into the news, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Because
the news.
We could talk all day about
the news is that there's no Superman sets.
This week in the news.
There. I was just trying to see what the difference is. Oh, they've given us
your host, Jeff Van Winden.
This one?
Commentaries by Matthew Cutting, David Sincere,
and the rest of the peanut gallery. This view or this view?
This view.
Or this one. This one you can see us better, but we're cut off. Anyways, we'll go for this one. All right. Lots of ideas stuff this week. First one that came out was the Blockbuster. If you don't know what a Blockbuster is,
you're old.
You're too young.
You're old.
Young. Go to sleep. You should be asleep by now.
Go watch Captain Marvel. There's a Blockbuster in there.
Or go watch Clerks.
Clerks wasn't in a Blockbuster though.
It was a Blockbuster knockoff though.
It was Clerks was actually convenience.
No, it's like it.
I guess there was a movie store, a video store in there as well. Okay, anyway. Don't listen to Matt. So this is by Thomas F.V. The build features a model of the iconic video rental shop. Videos were things you used to buy and put them into your VCR. You rented it, you put it into your VCR, which was a piece of equipment that read magnetic tape and showed images on the screen. Anyways.
Not to be confused with your Laserdisc players.
No, that wasn't magnetic though. Not to be confused with a cassette player or a Walkman. Anyway. The Blockbuster, which wow, those are pretty I was gonna say those are thick aisles, and I didn't want to go that way, but those aisles are really chunky, shall we say?
Thick aisles save lives.
Thick aisles.
I could. What's another word for that, then? I don't know.
They're thick
Rows.
aisles.
Rows.
Thick aisles.
If you don't know Blockbuster, you're either
Oh
not
wow, you have such thick
either
aisles.
too young or not from North America or UK.
Yeah, you think you're gonna do?
My best friend worked at Blockbuster for many years.
There's still one Blockbuster open in Oregon, and it's like a tourist attraction. Like people go and pose in front of it.
I also heard that it's actually a hotel, like a bed and breakfast.
Oh, that could be.
You could actually spend the night in the Blockbuster.
Wow, that's some nostalgia right there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up is the
movies.
meteorological observatory. Next up is the meteorological observatory, which built by Baron von Baron. We've heard that name a few times in the ideas world. It's a 3,609-piece build, features a meteorological observatory that sits on top of a mountainside. Comes with a tan goat or a dark tan billy goat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let's get that just for the goat. And there's a couple of different views of it. It also looks like it has a tram going up the side. So like you can get to it, which makes sense because it is a mountain. Unfortunately, it does come with the other end. Other end sold separately. But yeah, that one's pretty cool. There's also been a SpongeBob SquarePants Krusty Krab, which was a set at one point for Lego. But they don't have the license right now. So why not?
They don't.
No, they don't have the SpongeBob license right now.
They know who to call.
No, because they used to have it.
Yeah.
Are you saying they don't?
Oh well, they don't. They don't. As far as I know, they don't. Have you seen a Krusty the SpongeBob set lately?
No, but maybe they still have like a license. And
if they had a license, then they wouldn't have it as an IP you could use in Lego Ideas.
There's a rival brick company that I believe currently is making Krusty sets.
Oh well, that's Krusty of them.
Yes, it is.
That's Krusty.
Anyways, so yeah, this is built by Lenco. It's a 2,163-piece build featuring Crab Trap, the Krusty Krab restaurant, along with a paddy wagon. It's got an interior inside. So that's interesting. The Blockbuster, the Blockbuster set could be a space set. This is true. Could be a classic space set. It has the right colors. And Blockbusters, I don't think, had a secret room for the spicy flicks. You just have to look for the particular ones in the actual aisles, or the closest thing you can get.
What is he talking about?
If you don't know, Matt. Anyway, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Griswold House. This
has been done like 1,000 times.
I was gonna say this is at least the third one that we've seen in the last like half a year.
Maybe this one will go through.
This is by Twertos, TWRT capital OES Twertos. Its build features a Griswold house decorated with lights as well as the family RV.
If it doesn't go through the first time, what makes you think it's gonna go the second or the third time?
Well, people are hoping that theirs gets chosen when it does go through. So that's it for ideas.
It's not. We don't have any example of Lego Ideas project going through first time, second time, and the third time, and all being rejected. And all of a sudden, Lego changes their mind and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make that set."
They have done that in the past.
It never happened.
There could always be a first.
There have been there was a Snow White house that Lego made into a set after it was an ideas item. Snow White's house was
but they made a set out of it, and it wasn't the people the ideas people weren't credited for it.
But there was a set recently that was selected as the ideas set, and a few other people had previously built it, and there was a bit of a question of what they would do in that scenario. Like it was something that hit 10K from a few other people as well. Was that the Taylor Swift house? No, I don't know if that Taylor Swift house hit 10K. I can't remember, or if that one got chosen. But
Who's
yeah,
taking
there was. I know there was a set in the Lego Ideas pipeline of sets to be built that was built by multiple people or designed by multiple people and had hit 10K for those multiple people.
I don't know, man. I would need to do. I would challenge that. Get me the example, and I'll concede. But so
Oh,
far,
David
as for
St.
what-
Cyr, attorney at law.
As for Blockbusters, they didn't have a back room for certain types of videos because they didn't rent those certain types of videos. But you could still find videos there that were borderline. Anyway, I don't remember any
soft porn.
soft. Yeah, I guess I don't know what they would have been, but anyway. Also,
Cinemax
Yeah,
material.
Jeff didn't know about them.
no, I don't know about that.
You never.
I don't know what they're
it.
talking about. Carvis would buy the Griswold set for sure. Lego has skipped for this article that I haven't read yet. Lego did skip a few San Diego Comic Cons. I think through COVID they skipped one or two. But they will be back at the 2025 Comic Con. They have a booth, which is only a few weeks away from what I remember. I think it's mid-July or late July. The floor plan for the exhibit hall was published earlier today, and Lego will be in their usual 28-29 booth, right in the middle of the show floor. As far as Lego content, San Diego Comic Con 2025, there's no information yet, but CCI will be releasing the program schedule very soon. I don't know what Comic Con International. We'll be on hand again this year for all 4 days to cover Lego content. So this is at the Brick Fan will be at the Comic Con. So we'll get more content from them. This was the weirdest news article of the week. Lego's Friend live action musical announced.
No.
They're making it. How do you do live action Lego?
And how are they going to find
like,
singers
I
to
get
have wastes that are that
Friends.
thin? I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, Friends. Like, okay, I get Friends. They do look more like humans versus Lego characters. But Lego has officially announced that there will be a live-action Lego Friends musical special releasing in 2026. Award-winning director and producer Kenny Ortega has been appointed the executive producer of the show, while Paul Becker will be the directing and choreography. The Lego Friends TV special will have a fusion of physical and digital backdrops with the help of next-generation technology specialist Final Pixel. The show will incorporate oversized Lego elements along with state-of-the-art LED volume technology and real-time renderings with Unreal Engine. So they're basically going to the volume type setup. Yes, Mr. Sincere. Wow, wait, sorry. Hi, because you never raise your hand if you have a question or make a comment. You usually just talk. Are you feeling okay? Do you need to lie down?
The French part in me, being polite.
Are you
He's very Canadian.
But yeah, I'm being Canadian. Yeah. Remind me, how well did the Pharrell Williams movie did?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Nobody saw that movie. Nobody. So
okay, but Lego Friends would not. Okay, what did Pharrell Williams movie? Who was the audience for that? What was the intended audience for that? Obviously, no one. But right, a Lego Friends movie. We know at least probably some of the younger crowd of female Lego fans will probably be into it. People that grew up with Lego Friends, I'll see it. Why not?
Gay men who love fabulous musicals.
Yeah, I forgot about that one, but yeah, that would work too.
For the record, I'm not really into musicals, but
nobody's gonna go see a Friends live action musical. Come on.
Well, this is a TV show. It's not like we're not going to the theater to see the Friends musical.
It's a TV show?
It is a TV show. Yes, I read that. If you're the Lego Friends TV special.
Oh, it's a TV show.
It's a TV special. It's like a TV movie.
Someone was so busy raising their hand and putting their hand
but
up.
It's
they
a
didn't
TV movie.
Well, special movie. I mean, if it's an hour long,
what
I think it's a special.
After school special. It deals with like drug use or something.
More you know.
Well, then then that would explain the Unreal Engine, because then they can go really
Or
funky on
teen
the backgrounds.
pregnancy.
Teen pregnancy. Oh, I've told you the story of Andrea's newborn foal, right?
No.
So when Janie used to work at the Lego store that she worked at, they printed the tags, and the tags only had a certain number of words available, like letters. So when you walked past the sign for that set, it would say Andrea's newborn. And Janie was like looking at the tag one day, and she's like, "Okay, I gotta go. This set's empty. I'm gonna go get it." And she read it and went, "Wait, what? When did that happen?"
So when I worked at the Lego store, in the Duplo line, they had this thing like my first pony ride or something. Like they had a couple of sets that started with my first fill in the blank. And so I'm working late on a like Tuesday, and there's like nobody there. And so I start joking around with Jason, and I said, what would be really funny if they had like a very inappropriate line? It was like my first rehab, my first car wreck, my first breakup, and like it was all like crying figures, and they're reading their Dear John letter. And we joked that we should do like a whole theme of like my first horrible experience, and each one would be really inappropriate.
I would see that.
You would buy that set.
Yeah. I'd buy. I wouldn't buy the set. Because I'm not buying. Try not to buy sets I don't want. But I would definitely appreciate that set. How about that? All right.
But yeah, I'm not gonna watch
Okay.
the Lego Friends musical, even if it's on TV.
Well, it's obviously not brought. It's not maybe made for you.
Ever, Dave. That's like practically homophobic.
Well, who is it made for, Jeff?
But okay, well, it is made for people that like Lego Friends enough to watch it. Aubrey from Old Gray Bricks fame, and one of our friends in the States that comes to a lot of the conventions, she would watch this because she loves Lego Friends. Meredith, female, probably more towards female Lego builders, and yes, I guess gay Lego builders as well, maybe. Thank you, Matt. And people that just want to watch it because they want to see Lego in the.
I'm going to cross the streams here for a moment. So back when I was still married to a woman and was following Thrashers hockey, the European scout, who was based out of Vienna, Austria, was a very fastidious, upkept gentleman. And when he would come to the U.S., he would always stop in New York for 2-3 nights to go see show tunes. And we were like, is he gay or just European? Like gay. So he existed in this nebulous category. Like we weren't sure, how he was minded. And then we sat down and we had dinner with him, and he goes, well, I got married this summer. And we looked at each other and we were both like European.
Well, did he get married?
Woman.
Okay, you better.
Okay, well, you didn't say that part. I was just saying
it wasn't legal in Austria yet.
Actually, I'm not going to flash that comment on the screen just because I don't want to even go in there. But I think Karma has summarized this whole conversation for the past 3 minutes or past 5 minutes with this phrase. Huh? So we'll move on. Whew. Anyways. All right, Lego Insiders Day is now live. This coincides with Amazon Prime Days, which was actually a 3-day event this year. They extended it by a few days. So yeah, Lego Insiders Day is now live. It goes till the 17th of July, so it goes through the weekend. Actually, even goes beyond that. It goes till next Thursday. Wow.
And you get if you order the Blacktron Renegade from Shop at Home, you get 4 times the insider points.
What?
All right, well that's it for that news article.
So you get 20% off? Wow.
Well, basically,
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Lego Insiders Day is currently happening. It goes to the 17th of July. There is a gift with purchase while supplies last of the African Savannah diorama, which is the 3rd in a series now. The other reason why I was like, oh, should I get this? Because I have the other 2. Even though I'm selling them, would it be better if I had 3 of them and people would buy all?
Yes, Jeff wants them all.
Anyway. I don't want them all. I'm going to sell them, but I'm going to wait a couple of years first. Anyways,
complete that from VW Bricks. Sold.
The gift with purchase is currently priced at 150, or with you can get it for 150 US, which is 190 Canadian, I believe, while supplies last. Also, just in time for summer, Lego's offering the Ice Pop Tray kit for $65 US. I think it was 90 Canadian.
65.
For purchases in City Classic, yeah, $65
Oh,
worth
you
of
have to
buy.
purchase.
You buy $65
Got
worth
it.
of set.
I'm
You
like,
give a
those are
purchase,
some
yeah.
really expensive popsicles.
So yeah, any City Classic Creator 3-in-1 Dreams, Duplo, Friends, or Ninjago sets. It does stack with the Diorama, so you can double dip if you're wanting something with those themes, excluding pre-orders. And like I said, it looks like back-ordered stuff too. To sweeten the pot even further, Lego's offering double insider points for Animal Crossing Cities Classic Creator 3-in-1 Dreams, Duplo, Friends, Minecraft, Ninjago, Wednesday, or Wicked sets.
What about third?
And lastly, Insider members offers, where Lego has discounted some of sets differently in different countries, have different discounts. So this is the 4-time thing that Dave was talking about, which I'll pop up in a moment, which I have right here. This is the US site because that's what it does to me when I click on those links. This is Canadian. So 4-time points right now. It's the Porsche 911 on my shelf, the Mercedes G-Wagon on my shelf, and the Blacktron Renegade. All 4 times
it's
points.
not Jeff's fault that these are being marketed.
No, it's definitely not my fault. But, you know, they could have done another set that I didn't have. Anyways, but yeah, 4 times points is what, 20, as Matt said, 20% off basically in points. So that's a decent buy. I was a little tempted to get.
I was wondering, and I didn't do the math because I was lazy. But I was wondering if it would be better to get the Blacktron Renegade from Costco, which has it for $109.99, or if I should get it from Shop at Home and get the 4 times.
Well, 20% off would be $20.
It's not at Costco in the States, so that's interesting.
This is cheaper. This right, let alone right now it's 109. Sorry, 20. Hey Google, sorry everybody. What's 129 divided by 5?
That's going to be $23, $22.
25.8. 25. So you basically getting $25 off of that. So 105 bucks plus, and you're getting that in VIP points. Plus, you'd be able to get that ice cream tray gift with purchase. Or possibly, I don't know if you'd be able to get the other thing.
No, the other thing is like the threshold is like 185.
Yeah.
I think.
The threshold for the African Savannah, I think, is 190. So you're basically $50 away, or $60 away.
Everybody going to Jeff's house for the popsicles.
I already have one of those.
And you've used it.
Again, things I already
have. How many times
have
have you used it?
Like what my kids were younger, a little bit, but not that much. Anyways, all right. Next up, Lego the Alphabet Luffy exclusive card will be available for One Piece Day 2025. So every year they celebrate One Piece Day, which looks like it's July 13th. I'm guessing based on the 7.13. Okay, for those of you who played the One Piece trading card game, oh well, there you go. Or just collect the cards. The One Piece Day 25 merch has been revealed, which includes an exclusive Luffy promo card that is the Lego decorated. The set shows Alphabet Luffy, along with the One Piece Day Dawn card. The event will be held. I'm not even understanding what half of this says, but anyways, there's a. If you're interested in this, there's going to be a card available for Lego One Piece sets. Anyways, I don't know.
It's too complicated.
I'm just. It was. But anyways, Lego One Piece event also is going. There's also a Lego One Piece event happening at Lalaport locations. I have never heard of Lalaport. Matt, have you ever heard of that?
Lalaport.
Okay, so it's probably not something. This is also.
It's all in La Land.
It's
Lollapalooza, I've heard of.
Where is Lala
La
Port?
la 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 port.
Okay, I'm clicking on the link.
I just have to say that for
you have to kiss
for
the
a
girl.
product that you combine, One Piece sounds like bad branding. You can't build it like One Piece. You need more than One Piece.
Well,
But, you know.
So, in the lore of the TV of the show and of the comic series, the One Piece is the treasure that everybody's trying to find. Someone had a treasure, and he called his treasure the One Piece, and it was a massive treasure. And before he's hung or died, I forget which one it was. He yelled out, "My treasure, my One Piece is out there," and he basically yelled out, so everybody's trying to find it.
That seems a little bit morbid.
Well, this is not a Lego set show originally. This is a comic, like a manga type thing. So,
but they're selling. They're co-branding with it though. Show is.
Yeah. Well, they don't. Okay, it's not like they're doing the actual set where the guy is killed at the very beginning of the show. Spoilers. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna check out the chat for a minute here. Yeah, 195 spend for the gift of purchase. Thank you, Karma. It's never hard. It's never a hard time finding a gift of purchase with Kijiji Marketplace. Are always cheaper. Yeah, true enough. One Piece will surpass the most sold comic series, Superman.
Really?
There you go. And the sale is awesome. The One Piece set sale. Yeah, I guess it's really popular. Like I said, I watched the Netflix show because I was like, when they announced that Lego was coming out with One Piece, I was like, okay, what is this? So I watched the show, and it's a little quirky at the beginning, but it is kind of an interesting concept, and I like the show. I mean, it was interesting. I'll watch season 2 when it comes out.
Jeff's a fan.
Jeff would watch a Friends musical on TV. So
yeah, if it came out, it's Lego content. Why wouldn't I watch? Well, I mean, if someone gave you a brick built trophy, like they did at the last Formula One British Grand Prix for 2025, that they created 4 trophies that were all built out of Lego, which I think is kind of cool, actually. Would you not want that?
Yes.
I don't care about Formula.
For the record, I actually have a Lego trophy, but that's a different story for a different day. In Lego's continued partnership with F1, they have revealed that the drivers and constructors trophies, or the drivers and constructor trophies today, are made with Lego bricks. The British Grand Prix 2025 at Silverstone starts in at the top of the hour as this was posted. Lego just showed off some of the nice brick built trophies. I don't know if there's any more pictures here. There are not. Great. So it's just this one picture. Thank you for that. Thank you for Lego for showing a single picture.
Do better.
But there looks like there's a lot of chromish. It looks like there's a lot of chrome and silver parts on here that probably are not normally available. Probably because they're not all Lego, but they maybe are actually chromed. Anyway. All right, continuing on. Did we talk about the Lego bag?
Yes, we talked about it last week.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Okay, well,
so we decided that it totally seemed like something David Sincere would buy. So
you're gonna buy me bags?
Yes, because he was in France. He was in France, and yeah, we didn't mention that part at that point. But anyway, all right. New set announcements this week. We have the Wicked, Glenda, and Elphaba bookends. Another book series, or another set in the book series sets. The book nooks and the bookends. Lego has officially revealed the Wicked, Glenda, and Elphaba bookends. Releasing September 1st. Set has 1,327 pieces and will be priced at $130 US. Each side of the bookends will have different locations for the characters. Emerald City for Elphaba and Shiz University for Glenda. In addition, they also...
What university? Oh, shit.
Okay. Shiz. That's what it says.
That's all.
Has anybody watched Wicked? In our chat of 3. Will anybody watch Wicked in our chat of 3? Again, I will watch it at some point when I feel like watching it, but I'm not.
It may be a stereotype, but one of my gay friends called me up after Lego announced they were doing Wicked sets, and he's like, "Finally, I'm really excited about this." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Wicked," and I'm like, Wicked.
Wicked. Really?
Fair enough. In addition, there are also minifigures of the wizard,
Going to see the
Mario
wizard, the
and
wizard,
Madame
the
Morville.
I like the one of the things he does.
And Karma just said no.
No.
I think he's talking about Dave
Oh,
singing.
no. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
No.
But anyways, interesting set. Probably a few new pieces here and there. Maybe. Who knows?
Yep.
And both of the bookends have an interior, so you can have like with a little scene from each of the different Oz and the university. That's a cool hairpiece.
That is.
Yeah. Oh, nice hat too. Although I think we might have seen that hat already, haven't we?
It's in black. Although it's not. It's a new mold. That's
okay.
That's not the black top hat that we have already.
The Oz mold. And nice. Actually, not a bad coloring for the crown either.
So there's some good hair pieces coming to this.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, okay. And no, there are no flying monkeys that I saw on the set.
Boo!
Speaking of flying monkeys, though, Star Wars Wicket the Ewok has been officially announced as well.
Wicked! That's a cool Wicked.
Actually, that's weird how we went from Wicket to Wicked. Wicked to Wicket. I don't know what the next W thing that we're going to go to, which
Take my money. Take my money.
Yes. So, Matt, this is one of Matt's desirable sets.
I love the sculptures. I'm a total sucker.
Lego has officially released another Star Wars the Musical set coming in August with Wicket the Ewok. It's 1,010 pieces. Will retail for $130 US. It's available for pre-order. Set features a brick-built version of Wicket from Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, which also comes with a spear. And also included in the set is an information plaque and a minifigure of Wicket as well.
Lego didn't make weapons of war.
Well, considering they have a whole medieval theme, or they've had medieval themes, and lots of weapons there.
A spear, apparently a spear can kill a stormtrooper.
That's right. That's right. I learned that from Return of the Jedi.
But the Wicket minifigure looks pretty sweet. Looks like it's a one-piece head molded with the headpiece as well.
One piece.
A one piece, yes. So anyway, so that was announced. And last but not least, this will be a news article for next week. But Lego is going to do a reveal tomorrow, Thursday. Now, unfortunately,
I thought today was Thursday.
The reveal has already been kind of leaked, and we've seen pictures of it. We already know what it is, based also on their advertisement here, because you see the box and you see kind of these little circles coming out, kind of like sound and waves.
And the colors.
With the question marks, I thought it was going to be a brick-built Riddler or something.
Yeah, that's it too. Yes. So yeah, July 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern. There's also, so they're doing a live stream, which also has a sweepstakes associated with it. For the record, if you do try to join the sweepstakes, the second that sweepstakes opens, they only have a limited number of tickets or entries, and they disappear really damn fast.
It would sound like this.
There's no info on what it is, but there may be some clues on the page. The caption does read, "See and hear our newest set." The image shown has some sound waves emitting from the box. There has been rumors that they could be getting another Lego Transformers set, and the teaser suggests that it may be the Decepticon Soundwave, not Megatron. Even the coloring of the banner is Decepticon colors. We'll just have to wait until next week or tomorrow.
Ravage.
Actually, that's not a bad voice. That's pretty close. So, P-walk, due to the way he's standing, that looks like he has to pee. Nice. So yeah,
that's one of the evening.
So based on the leaked images that I think Matt shared in our group chat, which we won't show here.
I shared them.
It wasn't me.
You did? Sorry, I knew one of you did. One of you clowns.
I don't care about
one of you clowns.
Anyways, Dave, is it one you'll buy?
Yeah.
Do you have the other two?
Yeah. No, I don't have Bumblebee yet, but
you will buy Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's on my buy list.
Okay.
It's on my camel list. So
For the record, I do have them both. So
Oh,
and on top of that, Soundwave was my first Transformer.
oh my!
So I will be buying this one. Probably not when it actually goes on sale, which will probably be August, I would guess.
Memories.
And it is also our first Decepticon, so bonus there.
This got shared in the Old Gray Bricks.
Jeffs wants to buy me.
Jeff's. Anyway,
And
Old Gray Bricks, yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, it's a really good rendering." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Eh." And they were like, "Gunning, why are you so?" I was like, "Because when it came out, I was 14. I was like 1 or 2 years too old to care about it. I was like, I never got sucked into Transformers. It just wasn't a thing." And it's probably because I'm just slightly older than other people.
And to this day, I'm a sucker for Transformer movies or G.I. Joe movie. For some reason, I just have to watch them all because I'm hoping this one will be better than the last one.
Oh, that's called serial abuse.
Yeah, pretty much.
darn you, Michael Bay.
Yeah, pretty much. But
you
I do like seeing the Transformers, so
you need a good counselor to get you past this, Jeff.
Yeah. Not really.
So a little therapy session.
I think if I had a counselor, it'd be to get past a lot of other things. But anyways.
No, it's definitely Transformers.
Jumping over to New Elementary, one of the people that works with New Elementary, Thomas Jenkins, built some mocks based on the Super Mario sets, some of the parts in here. And I was looking through here, and there's definitely a mock that I liked, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But I was also looking and realizing that the banana piece, which I thought was the one that came out a few years ago when they first came out, and I said, we're getting Super Mario at that point because it was in a friend set, it's actually a different mold.
Banana split. Oh, yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting to me. I realized that. Because this one was the one that came out last year. But it's just a little taller to give the space for the face.
It just banana split by you.
So yeah, there's that. And then they do a little summary on the wheels because the wheels have this nice looking, interesting rim with a star inside of it. Which it's just another wheel. I mean, people don't buy sets for the wheels. I like the city vehicles though. So, and then they also did some interesting mocks. So they built a train here using some of the Mario pieces. This one I think is hilarious. Thomas the Train style, with the goofy face on the front.
It's cute.
But the winner. They also talk about the projectiles. So they have the shell projectiles that fit into the stud shooters. And they look at the math of these parts with the two different styles, and there is some interesting build techniques in here. As mentioned, they fit in the stud shooters. They don't fit in a lot of other things, but they do have this shell does have studs or anti studs on the bottom, so you can attach it still. But I saw this. I thought these were kind of cool little tanks that the builder had designed.
Yep.
And then this one.
Oh.
Hopefully you guys know who this is or know who this is kind of a copy of. Or
Emo.
Yep. So I thought this was kind of cool. This is the one that caught my eye, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I was like, wait a minute. These actually don't attach because they just said that in this article. How did he build it? And then they show a breakdown here of how they went with an X in the center to because there's studs in the bottom, so they can make it work. So, oh, that's pretty smart. And then there's kind of a Mario shell character here too, which is kind of interesting. And this is just using the old crappy wedge piece, the joint that doesn't bend, the dark gray piece here. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting. And they also did a look at some of the ring pieces. So there's this particular piece here now, the 2x2 or the tile 2x2 with ring. But they look at the whole ring family of parts, and there are some interesting builds in here. or interesting connection points. Oh, this rain is. Oh, the rain's actually in the in the transparent pack that we've all probably bought by now. That's good to know.
I have not bought that yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hoping
here in
Walmart will blow
Canada,
it out.
here in Canada, it's been 33% off for like months. It's been
Is that
like
right?
$18.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the kind of set that Walmart usually does it as a Black Friday, like a big discount. So I'm
So
kind
this is only a 340 piece set though, so
of okay.
it's not that huge. But yeah, so this ring piece is kind of interesting, just for the connection points. Like I said, they are comparing it to a few other pieces as well. Stever, welcome.
Get yourself connected.
Friends on Ice would be funny. Oh, that's kind of funny. I like that. Anyway, so yeah, they've got a bunch of different steering wheels and reins and the preserver, the life preserver, and this is the weapon from the Wakandans. I think it was the first that used that piece. What fits in the hole? Anyways, well, there are different sized openings, so yes, that's a good point. What fits inside of it? So they have gone through and listed all the parts that will fit in. A classic space like Archer helmet will fit in. Oh, that's actually kind of nice because that works out as a flower pot. Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that a knight's helmet?
Yeah, that's the old knight's helmet, and they're just like they're using that gap there to lock it in a bit.
Finally,
So
something useful to do with that part.
Man, don't give it to Dave because he's not going to use it. Anyways, they've hooked it up to the steering wheel pieces to make a nice spiral or piece here. Some kind of a reactor core. Anyways.
What? A reactor core. What?
And I don't think there was anything on here that I saw other than at some point there's going to be a Boombox Make and Take event. I don't think this is related to Transformers in any way, shape, or form. Dave, do you have a question?
I would like to object
Nope.
to the last comment that was made on me.
What was the last comment? I forgot already because it was that important.
I was not going to use that piece.
That be the castle helmet?
Yeah.
Well, because you don't build castles.
I did build a castle.
You said you built a castle. That's past tense, and I'm saying you don't.
Well, it's still built.
Where is it?
In the storage.
So it's not even in your home.
But it's still built.
Okay. Did you use those? Did you use those castle helmets? Because they didn't exist in the Yellow Castle age.
No.
So you're complaining that I said you wouldn't use that helmet when you built a castle and you haven't actually used that helmet. So I was technically accurate.
Yeah, but I if you gave it to me, I would use it.
That sounds like a challenge.
Again, things I'm not going to say out loud. Anyway, agreed though, it is a nice technique. So, yeah. So that is the news.
That's it.
It's currently an hour 33. I mean, it wasn't a huge amount of news, I guess, but
it's the end of the stream as we know it.
Oh, are we ending the stream? Okay, we're ending the stream. So I guess I'll say goodbye because Dave said.
No.
I'm just joking. Have you recovered from jet lag?
Yeah. Took me a couple of days actually because I was off on Monday and man, I couldn't do anything. I was just like a zombie all day, and I ended up going to bed at 8.
What time did you come home on, or what day did you come home, and what time?
I came home on the Friday. We actually got up at like 8 Paris time on the Friday, and our flight was supposed to take off at 6 p.m.
Okay.
So we did have a delay in taking off. I think we took off at about 6:45 or 7 p.m. Ended up landing in Montreal at Montreal time at I think it was 9 p.m. or
9
9,
p.m. on
9
Friday.
on the Friday, but
Okay.
it was already like 1 o'clock in the
Yeah, yeah,
morning
yeah,
for me. So
yeah.
and we had to pass to security and customs and all these things. Had to
Yeah.
get the car back from the park and fly lot, and ended up dropping off my mom also at my brother's so she could
Yeah.
get her car. So ended up back here at 10:15. I
We didn't need a play-by-play necessarily, but continue.
How
Yeah,
much?
I
but
was,
yeah,
no, I
but
was just
I went to bed. All that for to say that I went to bed at 11:30 p.m. But it was
on the
like
Friday night.
it was 5:30 a.m. on the next day for
Yeah,
me.
but
So
you're also saying you also said you took Monday off and you couldn't do anything.
yeah.
So it took you 3 days, like through the weekend. You were still recovering.
Well, uh, Friday I ended up getting up early because like at 6
What
a.m. we
in
were
France? Yeah.
all of the family was awake because it was like noon for us. So
Okay.
everybody was awake. So
On Friday.
yeah, on the Saturday
On Saturday. Okay.
morning. So yeah, I ended up going to breakfast with my mother-in-law, and I did a bunch of things like we had to get groceries and stuff like that. So we were pretty busy on the Saturday, and on the Sunday too. We did a few things, but like yeah, like on the Monday I didn't have to work because I actually had to work.
The day off.
I took the day off
Yeah.
and couldn't do anything. I was just jet lag and didn't want to do anything. And both of my older kids were bothering me to do stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do squat. Just leave me alone.
Because
And
they're
Jacob
off
was
for
like,
school. Yeah.
could you fix your Lego room? Because I want to build my stuff. And I was like, dude, I don't want to go there. Just want to lie on the couch and
Okay. So I worry now because I'm coming back on a Tuesday. Like I'm flying back in October, like Tuesday. I think I'm back in Toronto at 2 o'clock, and I'll
in the
probably
afternoon.
stay. Yeah, 2 in the afternoon. So I'll probably stay in Oakville area or in Toronto area for that night, and then I was going to drive home in the morning. And I'm off the Wednesday, but I have to start working on the Thursday. So if it's taking you 3 or 4 days to recover, now I'm worried. Or
Yeah,
I'm
but
just going to be working
you're coming
like
home
this,
like at 2 o'clock, so
two
it,
o'clock in the
it's
afternoon. Yeah.
it's not as bad because it would be you will
Well,
feel
but
like it's 8 p.m. for you. So
yeah, but the problem is I'll still have to like we'll still have to go to bed like about 6 in the evening or whatever, like to
well,
try and
if you
you know what I mean.
if
Like
you stretch
I
it
guess
a
push.
bit,
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know.
push it a
I'm
bit,
worried about jet lag.
yeah. But I think the trick is to push it a bit. Like when we
Yeah.
got there in France, we actually drop off the luggage and we took because the plane was taking off here at 10 p.m.
Okay. So you landed in the morning at like
and we
11.
landed in the morning. No, not in the morning. We landed at noon
Yeah.
Paris time
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
next day. So
Yeah.
so, but for us it was like way
Yeah. And I'm somewhere. We're taking a night flight. I think 9 till 11. Like leaving here at 9, get arriving at 11 in the morning, and then
yeah.
you
You
technically have
re-
to wait 4 hours or so for your hotel.
you really want to sleep on the way over because it helps
Well,
to.
I'm going to try to, but I don't know how well I'll sleep. I have sleep apnea as well, so I don't know how well I'll sleep.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't
so
sleep at all.
I mean,
To
solution
be
two
honest,
is just get as drunk as possible before you get on the flight, but that's also not the best way of doing it,
no.
probably.
But yeah, the I think the best way that we actually we could drop off our luggage because we didn't have the apartment until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But
Yeah,
the owner let us drop the luggage while they were like cleaning up. So we dropped the
yeah,
luggage. We went to go eat something, and then we came back the apartment was clean. So we took a nap before going to supper and ended up being
no.
drenched because of the torrential rain and and we didn't know that they had some damage in Paris until people started reaching out to us saying, "Hey, are you okay? Are you safe?" What do you mean? You got a few thunderstorm, but yeah, there were some major
Yeah.
flooding. They actually had two people die
Oh, yeah.
in those thunderstorms.
Yeah. I hadn't heard anything about that either. I mean, I heard about the July the 4th one in Texas and stuff. So if anybody is watching this that's from Texas, I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about the first few days of being there, and because like we're staying in the city we're flying into for the night, and then driving a couple hours the next day to like an old castle-y type city, like an old German, like still from that time frame. You know what I mean? Like an old town style place.
But well, I would say that getting adjusted there, it didn't take that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just getting back. I think it was just a long day.
Yeah. Cool. Also means you probably don't want to room with me at a con because I snore. Yeah. Oh, sleep apnea, Steve is saying, can sleep anytime I want. Yeah, I have a machine, so I sleep well every night, and the machine's not too loud, thankfully. But at the same time, that's why I'm more worried about that. If I'm on the plane, I'm not going to get a good sleep for sure. But I will try and get a few hours of rest because I mean, leaving at 9 o'clock at night anyhow. I'm probably going to be up super early that morning anyhow, like Thursday morning, because I have to get to Toronto as well. So I'll probably drive there Thursday morning because we have our Wednesday night chat. That also means when we come back that Wednesday night that I come back, that chat might be very. I'll be groggy and I might just fall asleep in the chat.
Jeff's gonna be punchy.
Yeah, maybe. I was a little rude tonight, so I apologize for that. I don't know.
No, you weren't.
Well, maybe by Canadian standards, but as American,
I was making some
no,
comments.
you were much ruder at another stream that we won't mention.
Another stream.
Another date. The previous.
Is that the one I made you try it?
That was the one where you had done like an install and you were like yawning, and David and I were cracking jokes, and you were like, "Can we just get this over with?"
Yes, that's that one too.
And yeah, you ate something bad, and you were at JD's and.
Yeah. We had some mild food poisoning. That okay.
Good times. Good times.
Good times. Good times.
Well, good is a relative term, I think.
So yeah, that one you were groggy and
the sleeping stream is also something you have to pay for. Actually, I heard just get the live action Lego musical audio file and put you straight to sleep. Well, I mean, technically there was audio files for all the Mosaic builds that they originally did, right? The Beatles had like an audio file you could download when you're building.
Maybe you can build my frame. There. Yes, okay. I'm gonna lose a piece. There. Baby, you can build my frame, and maybe you lose some.
All right, so Dave is not a songwriter necessarily. At least not right off the bat. Maybe with a little bit of work.
Hey, I'm not too bad at improvising.
Okay. Jeez. Anyway, why don't we land the sinking ship? Wait, land this. I think we'll call it a night. Thank you, everybody. We will be back next week, where we will probably be talking about Soundwave, the Transformer.
Pew, pew, pew.
And we'll talk to you guys later. I'm pressing the button. Have a good night, and